Good morning, something a bit different this morning. So this time next week, I'm planning to do an Edale run. It's going to be a short one. We're going to be setting off straight after breakfast, and hopefully we'll be back into Wakefield 2:30, no later. So it's a nice short run. Taking in Edale and the Peak District, High Peak, and a lunch stoke watering stop at the Travellers Rest, just outside Hope. What I'm doing today is just double checking the route, making sure that TomTom Go Navigation has got all of the route that I want in it, and it's not going to reroute me somewhere different and get us all lost, because that's the last thing we want. And I'm going to take a video and edit it so that it shows kind of turn by turn, so you can watch it through, and if you do get lost next week, then you stand a fighting chance of knowing where we're going. To supplement that, I'm going to put it on the Facebook group, and I'm probably going to do a bit of a Word document and attach it, and saying this is where we're going, these are the stops, this is where you need to aim to if you do get lost and you lose us en route, and hopefully it should work a little bit better. So come along for the journey and enjoy. So from Silkwood we are heading up towards the M1 at junction 40. Once we get to junction 40, we're going to head southbound, and we're going to jump down a couple of junctions to junction 38. Once we're on the M1, I'm going to pause this because no one wants to see two junctions of the M1 on a video, and we'll join you again down at Woolley. So heading down London Barnsley on the M1, just a couple of junctions, and we're going to get off junction 38. Yeah, so we're coming off junction 38 and we're going around the roundabout. So we're moving over left-hand lane, and then we're chucking it towards Huddersfield. Now we're taking the first left and we're heading down Jeb Lane. We're on this for a couple of miles, so I'll see you in a bit. I think it's nice that we're just outside Wakefield and we're already on the twisties. It's a bit of a hidden gem, is Jeb Lane, but you've got to be careful for traffic coming the other way, because everyone believes that they've got it to themselves. So we're just heading to the junction, following this pied wagtail, 160 yards, and we're turning left into, is it Lithrop Road? Anyway, we're heading left. Signpost High Hoyland, half a mile. So heading to the junction, we are taking a right and we're heading up to the Cherry Tree pub. So we're on Bank End Lane. So when we get to the Cherry Tree, we're going to wave, say hello. It's a bit early for a pint. And we are carrying on for about half a mile. And you need to be on your guard now. So I'm going to leave the camera rolling, because we've got a little left-hand turn coming up. So I probably need to slow down here and regroup, because we're looking out for Hollin House Lane. So my sat-nav suggests it's 200 yards away. So coming around this corner, I am going to slow to a crawl, and I'm turning left. There's no signpost on it. Another beautiful section of a narrow road that we need to be careful of. We're on this for a couple of miles. Stay on this road. Follow the MX5 in front, and I'll see you in a couple of miles. It's a cracking bit of road, is this. Apologies to anyone with a stiff suspension. You've probably got no teeth left, but there's only a small section, and we're going straight across. So your pointer is past the Grand Designs house on your right, and the young lady on my right. I doubt she'll be there next week. But yeah, so we're heading out of the junction now. This is the main road to Manchester and Barnsley. We are going straight across at the Dunkirk pub. Straight across. There you go. Now staying on this road until we meet the Huddersfield Penistone Road. So we're now travelling up through Upper Denby. So we're just following this road round to the left. Still in the 30 zone, so being careful. We can now see the windmills in front of us, so we know we're on the right road. Back in national speed limit zone, so we put the foot down. And I'll see you at the next junction. So, next junction coming up. Be on your guard for this one. We are turning left at the giveaway, signpost Rotherham and Sheffield, but we are taking the first right, so be mindful of that. So we're first left, first right. If we're in traffic at 11 o'clock, there's a chance of us getting split up. So we're just passing the Fountain pub, and the road is bearing left. So we're now on Aneroid Lane, and we're just going over the reservoir. So when we get to the end of the road, we are turning right, no signpost, with the reservoir sign on your right. So we're still on Aneroid Lane. And we've got a left-hander coming up, so I'm going to leave the camera rolling. So 220 yards. Follow the Magpie. I've arranged him to be here next week. So we've got this sharp 90-degree left-hand bend, easy to miss, no signposts. follow the road. You know you're on the right road because you've got big windmills in front of you. Top of this road which we're approaching now, turning left. Again, no signposts. You know you're going the right way if you've still got the windmills on your right. Okay, we're on this road for half a mile, so I'm going to clean my windscreen and then join you on the other side at the next junction. So we're heading up to the junction and we're turning right. Hopefully we'll all still be together. Decent stretch of road there to keep us together. So we're turning right. Again, no signpost, so be careful. And then we've got a left-hander. We've got a Mercedes convertible car crashed in the field, but I can't guarantee that's going to be there next week. However, one thing that will be is the massive tree. We're turning left at the tree. So we're heading down the hill now. We've got half a mile, so I'll catch you at the next junction. So unfortunately the camera didn't record the trip down into Thurlestone. So we're tramming down Royd Lane and we're now taking a right hand turn onto the very busy Manchester Road. So we're heading up Manchester Road. This clip is not in real time, so I'm really not going at 100 mile an hour. And where the next turn off is, it's not really a turn off, but it's actually a left turn on the corner, and we're going into Full Short Lane. So we're back with the live footage now, and we can see there as Manchester Road veers off to the right, we're carrying on straight on up this lovely little country road up to Langsett. Probably cuts a couple of miles off the journey, and it's also a very nice little road. And then we've got a second gear job round the hill. And a lovely little 90-degree. Front facing, we are turning left. We need to be careful now because we're turning left and then immediate right and not into the pub. So mindful of this. We are following the signs for Strines and Derwent Valley, but don't go into the pub. This is the one we want, which is next to the cafe with the King of the Mountains emblazoned on the side. You know you've gone right if you go past the house with the buttresses and we go across Langsett Reservoir. We're on one road now for quite a while, so I'll leave the camera on for a couple of minutes because it's very pretty. Catch you at the next junction. So we're on Lawmore Lane now. This nicely blends us back into Strines in about a mile's time. And we are staying on Strines then, right till the end, till we get to the A57. One beautiful road. I think I might leave the camera rolling for certain sections of it and shut up, so that you can enjoy the majesty of it, and it is beautiful. Yeah, so I've got another section while I was still on Gilroyd Lane, turning into Mortimer Road that didn't record. So just for completeness and clarity, here we go. This is Gilroyd Lane into Mortimer Road, and we'll now pick up the live action. So we've turned right onto Mortimer Road, still heading Strines.
I'll see you in a bit.
traffic lights. Who knew? When your makeup runs, I got one loose inside my head. I got past another pub that's shut. Got another mile and a half of this amazing moorland road. So I'm going to switch off now and see you at the next junction. So that is the end of Strines Lane, and we're heading up to the junction with the main A57 Manchester Road. When we get to that junction, we are turning right. So we've got a right-hand turn, signpost Bamford. Bit of trivia for you: if you stayed on this road, you would find yourselves on Snake Pass, the famous or infamous Snake Pass, where at any moment you could slip down the side of the hill. Slip or slide? Probably slide. Anyway, I'm going to stay on because we're just passing the Lady Bower pub, another pub that's not open yet, and we're taking that left-hand turn to Bamford at the traffic lights. Just a reminder that there are a high risk of fires, so no barbecues or naked flames. Here we go. So we're now going over the famous Lady Bower Bridge viaduct. So on your right is the now drowned village. In fact, I'm going to stay recording because we are turning right very soon. So, how are you enjoying it so far? That is one of my favourite sections of road when I've got it to myself. Unfortunately, I did. Be rather frustrating if you're following someone, especially someone that doesn't appreciate the majesty of the road. So in 800 yards, 700 yards, we're turning right down a little lane, and it is to avoid us having to tram through Bamford, which can be quite congested. So hopefully it may not be quicker, but it's certainly prettier. So 300 yards, we're passing the pub, 260 yards. So we are turning the next right. So keep your eyes peeled. There's no sign, but fortunately there's a sold by Evans Lee. So we're heading down this road, which is Lydgate Lane. LYD Gate Lane. It's long and twisty, and this is going to take us down to the Hope Road. It's Hathersage to Castleton Road. It's a lovely road, is it? So we're staying on this road until we reach the main road again. So I'm going to turn the camera off again. I'll turn it back on if there's anything that I think we need to know. Other than that, I'll see you at the next junction. Sat nav is suggesting we've got a left-hander coming up, so I'm going to leave the camera rolling just to get us through this section. Yeah, we're just following the road round. Nice, conveniently signposted Hope and Bamford. So yeah, we're now in Thornhill Lane. So it has changed roads. Fortunately, it's still straight. Now we are only 600 yards away from the junction, so I'm going to leave it rolling for the additional minute that it's going to be recorded. You know, that is a thoroughly enjoyable section of road and certainly beats Bamford. Anyone that's been through Bamford with its parked cars on the left and right will understand what I mean. That is another opportunity for us to get split up. So, just for confirmation, we're taking a right at the junction of Thornhill Lane and Hope Road. We're straight into Hope now, so I'll catch you when we get there. Just for information, that is the Traveller's Rest. That is where we're going to end up in about half an hour's time. So we're now entering Hope. I do love the fact that it says Hope, and I would love to get my vinyl printer out and put No Hope at the other end of the village. We are turning right after the Old Hall Hotel, and it is signposted Hope Cemetery, and I've just passed a lovely mark too. We're passing Watson's Farm Shop. It's a decent sized road, but there'll be lots of parked cars. I will slow down at this point till we regroup. We're now passing Hope Primary School, so if you see that, you know you're on the right road. Now we're basically on this road now until we get up Mantor at the top end of Edale. So while I am going to record certain sections of it, I think for routing, like I say, it's just one road. I'm convinced we can't get lost, but someone will always prove us wrong. Just for a sanity check, we are going over a little bridge, and then the road is bearing left over the stream. Just a sense check, we're just going under the bridge. Still heading up through Edale Valley, and it's it's an interesting road, but do yourself a favour when it's safe to do so. Excuse me. Just turn your head to the left or the right and just look up, because you will see the majesty that is the High Peaks range, and it is just stunning. I say that as he's going through woods, but yeah, when you're in the open, just take a second to look at your left and your right. Quite an imposing sight. So we're just heading into Edale now, and just make sure you stay on the road, don't turn off. The right hand turn is there for the Moreland Centre and the car park. We're not going up there, they're all dead ends. All roads lead to Mantor, so just stay on this road. We're heading to a section called Bababoo. We're going straight through there. So Bababoo, there's a right hand turn there that takes you right up into Edale. I've been camping up there and it is gorgeous. So quiet. So just a sense check, we're now climbing up out of the valley, heading up to the tops, into the clouds, so that should be interesting. I'm going to keep the camera rolling. If you excuse my coughing. So this really is another highlight section to be savoured and enjoyed. Choose your gear wisely. I'll just leave it in second and let the limited slip sort the rest. There you go. Back to navigation. Oh, now that fun bit's over, we're turning left. Signpost, Sheffield and Castleton. In the summer, this road is just covered in cars. Covered. We're staying on this road. I don't know why I'm indicating. Bearing right. And it is a right-hand turn. And then we're about to turn left. We are heading down the famous Winnett's Pass. So we've got a signpost, Castleton and Caves. And I'm going to leave the camera rolling because this is beautiful, even in the mist. Probably following someone that doesn't know what gear they should be in. Look at that view. Is in third gear. Watch out for the rock falls. That was Winnett's Pass. And as we head up towards what has become Van Life Road, taking a right-hand turn, sorry, and heading towards Castleton. So I'm going to leave the camera rolling just till we're through this junction. So just to confirm, we're turning right. Signpost, Peak Cavern and something castle. The castle's just up the hill and I'm not sure you can see it. We're now heading into Castleton and we are basically staying on this road until we reach the Traveller's Rest pub for a well-earned stopover. So we're now entering the Traveller's Rest, which is where we are going to stop for an hour or so. Oh, as long as we want. We'll get a consensus, depends how many people there are. But there you go. The Traveller's Rest. So we'll stop here for a bit and then we'll set off back. So what I'm about to do is do the return leg back to Wakefield. And once we get off, the plan is, once we get off the M1 at junction 38 for Wakefield, you go your own way. I'm not escorting you back to your own house. Okay. Right, so imagine for a minute, if you will, if it was open, because remember it's only 7:35. Imagine we've been fed and watered, comfort stopped, and we're ready to hit the road again. So you ready for the return journey? Okay, come on then. So we're on the return journey, and by the look of it, this video is already nearly an hour long. It doesn't matter, flick through it as you see fit. So we are heading out onto Hope Road, and we are left out of the car park. We're on this road for 4 miles, so we're going to pass on through Hathersage. So I'm going to pick you up in Hathersage, because we're going up the hill at Hathersage. Then there's a nasty left-hand bend, which is easy to miss. So I'll see you in seconds. So we're just heading into Hathersage. It can be quite busy, especially on a Sunday lunchtime, so we'll try as best to all stay together. We are tramming through the beautiful little village of Hathersage. Like I say, we'll try as best to stick together, but it might not be easy. So we're now heading up the hill, out of Hathersage, passing the cows on the left. And we've got a left-hander coming up, which is easy to miss, and I know because I've done it myself. So I'm going to keep the camera rolling just so you can pick out some highlights and get your bearings. So we're going to use the next pub as a sort of marker, because that dog won't be there then. So this is your marker. This is the Millstone pub. So when you get to the Millstone pub, we are taking the next left, which is just round this corner. And it's there, and it's ringing glow. And we're on the road. We're on this road for 4 miles. It's a beautiful section, so I'm going to stop recording now. I'm going to turn it back on at Barbridge. I never pronounce it. Barbridge. One for the passengers here. If you look over your left shoulder, you can see right down the Hope Valley. And on a clear day, it is stunning. In fact, on a clear day, you can see the Isle of Man. So we're just heading down into Bridge now. Very popular with climbers, walkers, mountain bikers, and quad pilots. It's a bit moist today, so I was going to stop and fly my quads, but not today. It's a tad moist. So we are just entering, we're on Ringlow Road and we're turning left. There's no signpost on it, but we're turning into Fullwood Lane. That's Fullwood Lane. What I'll do for the notes is I will put the postcode on for that left-hander. I don't think we should have lost anyone on that road, but you never know. I will slow to a crawl though to make sure that we're all regrouped. Right hand turn down Andwell Lane. This is basically taking us up to Riverlin and then up to Loxley. Then we're going to be heading down into Hillsborough and then up Grenoside and ultimately back onto the M1. This is, I hope you agree, the pretty way of getting back into Sheffield. We have another turn coming up, so I'm actually going to leave the camera rolling just so you can see this section and see where the junction is. So we've got a left turn into Blackbrook Road, and it is there, Blackbrook Road. We're only a 30, so I'm going to calm down a little bit. Definitely sense that we're entering sort of suburban Sheffield now. We are straight across. Carrying on Hodge Lane. Sorry, Lodge Lane. These are prescription sunglasses as well. So we've got the pretty roads back. Now I did this hill for the first time last week. I thought, wow, we've got to include this. half a mile away from the next junction, so I'll join you there. So we've got a giveaway coming up, and I believe this is the A57 Manchester Road that we were on very briefly about an hour ago. So we're turning right here, so we're coming out of Lodge Lane, turning right onto Manchester Road briefly. Be very aware that this is a major road, so we may get split up. We are taking an immediate left-hander onto Rails Road. I will probably pull up here because we've got an immediate right-hand turn into Rivelin. So this is Rivelin Valley Road that we're joining. So I'll probably pull up on that stretch of road until we're all regrouped. Conscious of your speed down here, because I think the local constabulary are quite keen. We've got 2.5 miles before we turn again, so I'm going to knock the camera off. So once you've gone past the fire station on your left, this is where you need to pay a bit of attention, because we are turning left at the Hillsborough Grill. So that's the first. Then we're taking the right hand lane towards city centre and Loxley. Then we're taking the right hand lane towards city centre and M1. And then we're following this road until we get to the main Hillsborough Road. Join you again at the next junction, but we're basically stopping on this road. Don't deviate for 800 yards. So we're following the road to M1 Barnsley. So that's the left hand lane. First exit at the roundabout. And then we're turning left and joining the dual carriageway opposite the Greyhound track. So if you look to your left, you should see Swan Morton Limited. If you can't, you've gone wrong. We are now staying on this road right up towards Tankersley, and we're basically heading towards the M1. So I will record each junction, but it's pretty straightforward from here, following the signs for the M1 North. Roundabout now, and it's as simple as following that. Continue to follow those signs for the M1 North, which is going to take us down past Tankersley Hall. We've gone past the McDonald's. I didn't go in. I'm so proud of that. I haven't had McDonald's since the 13th of February. A fact that I am very proud. Yeah, so we're passing was it Mercure? What? Oh, it was Tankersley Manor. So we're now down at junction 36 of the M1. Now I am taking a left turn and I am going to join the M1 and head up to Wakefield. I'm going to call this the end of the run, so people, no matter where they're from, can go their own way. I'm saying that you're on your own now. So before I switch the cameras off for good, take this opportunity to thank anyone that's still with us. Did you find it useful? Should I do it again? Yeah, let me know. Please leave a comment. Even if you didn't go on the run, or you're not going on the run, you might find it useful. Do the run yourself. I hope I've demonstrated that it's a nice run. Strines is to die for. Edale is just gorgeous. Even the run back through Rivelin is really nice. So yeah, there's not much that isn't enjoyable. Even the bits that join the beauty together are nice. Thinking the A57 down into Ladybower, yeah, it's just a beautiful section of road. So anyway, that's me signing off. Hope you found this interesting, entertaining, informative. If you didn't, yeah, well, you won't have got this far. I don't care. See you later. Okay, so you got my face again. Call this bonus footage. I've had some afterthoughts since I said goodbye. So there's a couple of things that I want to add. So the main purpose of today's outing wasn't to do a turn-by-turn video. That is a sort of, yeah, an also ran. The main purpose was to test thoroughly the new sat-nav software that I'm using on my phone. This is after the challenges of the Morecambe run with the previous software that I tried. I'm not gonna quote it because it's dissonant and it's, yeah, it doesn't need to be said. So I've used TomTom Go navigation, which is a paid for app, and I don't mind paying for it because the advantages over, well, the advantages over the previous one are that you don't get lost and it doesn't lose signal. So the advantages of TomTom Go navigation are you download the maps, so you're not going to lose your screen. It's always there. So even if you've got no mobile signal, it still knows where you are, and it still gets you from A to B. The other advantage of Google Maps is that you can add waypoints and you can add fires on Google Maps, but it tells you when you get there, and then you've got to go on your screen and physically tell it to skip, go on to the next area, and it's a pain. So TomTom Go navigation, and this is not an endorsement for it, and I've not been paid to say this, I found it really good. I did this trip last weekend, and it largely determined which way I went because I didn't put enough waypoints in. So what I've done during this week, I've edited the route and I've been very specific. So if I want to go down a certain road, I'm actually adding that road specifically to that route, and it's done a cracking job of taking me exactly where I wanted to go. So that was the main purpose of today. My intention during this week is to publicise the run as an event on the Facebook page, share this video, share the route, I'll share the link to anyone that's using TomTom. They should be able to download it as a route. And as I say, with those additional way markers, should get you, regardless of what settings you've got and priorities, it should get you exactly where I want it to get you. because I've tried is there a way of going down a specific route and sticking to it, and the simple answer is no, there isn't. You are stuck with the dynamic way that TomTom wants to route you, for obvious reasons. You might have road closures which it needs to manage. It's not going to take you down a road that's closed. So I understand that, and I've had to work with the software to get around that by, like I suggest, adding more waypoints, and that's worked really well. It's got me exactly on the route I intended this morning, so that is a big tick in the box. So watch this space for as much information as I can get you. That is going to be probably a postcode. In its simplest terms, is going to be a highlighted route, main roads, postcodes, points of interest, so that if people do get lost for whatever reason, at least they know where we're heading and where we're going to be. Okay, that really is the end. So if you're joining us next week, brilliant. If this is a year's time and you didn't come, you've missed it. And I've got a big lorry in front of me, so I'm going to let this big lorry do its 3-point turn in the middle of the road, because it's obviously missed its turn, and then I'm going to go home and get some breakfast. Ta-ta!